Okay, finding my light. Finding my light. Does this work? Let's try it. Is that even? So I went to school for theater a few years back, and I have used my degree a little bit here and there, you know, a little stage managing here, a little community theater over here. But right now I'm hoping to use my degree right here on YouTube. And today we are talking about Andor. I have been wanting to do some like movie, TV show, maybe even like play reviews for a while, and I just like haven't had the confidence to do it, but here we are, we're gonna go for it. So, Andor came out a few months ago. Some people loved it, some people didn't love it. There were some better reviews, there were some worse reviews, but I think a lot of the reasoning that people had for not caring for the show was because they didn't really even give it a chance. They felt like it moved much too slow in the beginning, and they wanted some action. Now, the last few Star Wars shows that have come out, I feel like that's all it's really been about, is just go, 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 and they haven't really had much of a storyline. They haven't really shown you the character development. They've kind of pushed in as much as they can in a little bit, and all of a sudden at the end of the show, they're like, oh, holy cannoli, we need to get some sort of story in this show, and so then there's weird stuff that happens. Or sometimes the start of it will start really well and they'll set up really well, and then all of a sudden they just throw in garbage because they need to get this show done in 8 episodes or whatever it is. Now, Andor, one of the things I really appreciated about it was that it took its time. This was a complaint a lot of people I think had, is because they felt like it was too slow paced and they wanted to just get to the action. But it was so refreshing to me that it took its time. They took time to develop the storyline. They took time to develop these characters and their relationships, and they actually have a place to go with the story. I don't know if everyone out there has seen Rogue One, but that would be the ending of this whole Andor story, so they actually have a place to go with it. They have a period. They have an end sequence. They have something to just finish up the show, and they have something to work towards. That's something a lot of the other shows, I believe, have not had. Something I really appreciate from a theater point of view, from someone who is used to, at least when I was in school, having to do critiques on different plays and things, is that they took the time for the story. It's set up in 3 episode chunks. I actually just finished rewatching 1, 2, and 3 with my husband. We both really loved the whole season of it. So we finished rewatching 1, 2, and 3, and even just watching that first episode, I was just thinking about all of these things that they set up, and for me, I'm wanting to know more and more and more and more. I don't get how some people thought it was too slow paced. But if you have not watched Andor, something I would say is, before you really say yay or nay to it, you have to watch it in 3 episode chunks. Watch those first 3 episodes before you actually give it your final testy review, or if you're going to continue watching it. Characters. Oh my goodness, I love the character relationships in this show. Cassian Andor, for example. Holy cow. He is a flawed character. He is somebody who has all of this background, this strange place that he came from, that he was taken out of. He is away from anyone that he actually grew up with, but he has this kind of new family that he's created on the planet that he currently lives on. But he takes advantage of them so much. He's one of those people that you love, but you kind of hate that you love him. And that's what I get from all of the different interactions that he has had with every single one of his friends, his family, these different characters. He takes advantage. He is a little bit selfish. He's a powerful character. He's a strong character. And you can really see throughout the whole series that he does change. He still, I think, always kind of has that selfish nature about him, but He is working more with other people versus just trying to get somewhere for himself. Part of that has to do with the fact that he gets put in these different situations, or gets himself in these different situations, and then he needs to get out of them and he needs to work with other people in order to do that. But flawed character, you love him, you hate him. That's what everyone else seems to feel, all these different characters. The one thing I will say that's really interesting is, as much as he is selfish, when it's somebody he really cares about, you can tell that he cares. It's not his mom, but kind of like his mom figure in the whole story. He cares so much about her. He keeps doing things that drive her crazy, that stress her out, and you can see that, the tension in their relationship, but you can just see how much he loves her and how much he wants to care for her and support her. Now, of course, she would prefer him not to do all of those things that get him into trouble, and then they wouldn't have that tension and he could just stay with her and it would be fine. Even the droid that they have is stressed out by him, but you really can see that connection that they have. They do have that loving connection. Bix, he obviously cares so deeply for her, and you can see that she cares very deeply for him, but she can't be with him anymore. It's not like super clearly said, but I believe they had a relationship before, and I'm sure they had excellent chemistry, but he obviously took advantage and didn't really put in what he needed to the relationship. She can't fully trust him, go all in with him, so she's with somebody else. Andor's friend Brasso, he is oh so patient. You can tell that they have a really strong bond, but again, Andor is taking advantage of their relationship. He is asking his friend to lie for him to do all these things, and his friend, obviously knowing Cassian Andor well and wanting to help him and wanting to support him, is willing to lie for him, and you can tell that that shows that they have a very strong relationship, a very strong friendship. Oh, but honestly, I think all of the acting that was done in this show was done very well too, because you can just see the chemistry between them. You can see also that bit of tension, and his friend Brasso, he is just I think that's the only way I can describe it. He wants his friend to make better choices, but he is there to support him as far as he can. That is for sure. The last thing I really want to touch on is Cyril. Now, those of you that have seen the show, his biggest character flaw is wanting to follow the rules to a T. Now, we have all been in a job where there have been rules that we're supposed to follow, or maybe it was when you were in school. There are rules that you're supposed to follow. There's rules your parents give you, you know, there's always rules to follow. But I would say that there's always that slight bit of flex room depending on the situation. Right? Sometimes you need to go a little bit past the rules. Sometimes you need to stretch them a little bit. Sometimes it's okay to break a rule in an important situation if it's something that is important for someone's well-being. There's a lot of different gray areas. Cyril, he doesn't have those gray areas. For him, it's these are the rules. This is what we need to follow. His character flaw is that he cannot not follow the rules. He needs to follow them to a T. This is where he gets in trouble, of course, as we see when it all blows up in episode 3. Now, that's all I'm going to talk about for today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like, drop a comment below, subscribe to my channel. I'm hoping to do more of these types of reviews. If you would like to find out more of my feelings about Andor specifically as I rewatch the next few episodes, 4, 5, 6, and beyond, of course, let me know. I may or may not end up doing that, whether I get interest or not. That all being said, it's time to drop the curtain on this episode, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye, everyone.